So again, we shall begin with our remaining part in this context, that is a lanthanide series. Just now we have seen that most of the, while studying the magnetic moments, most of the lanthanide elements are paramagnetic because they contain 1 to 7 unpaired electrons, and these magnetic moments are calculated in terms of a unit that is known as a Bohr magnetons. The magnetic moment can be calculated by using spin only formula, that is mu s is equal to square root of n into bracket n plus 2. So by putting the value of total number of unpaired electrons, we can easily arrive at the magnetic moments of all these elements. Except to lanthanum and lutetium, which contains 0 number of unpaired electrons, all the members are paramagnetic. This we know. Secondly, we have studied the colored ions. For every absorbed light, there is a complementary color for the reflected light that I have already shown you. And for the tripositive lanthanide ion, having the similar number of unpaired electrons, they exhibit similar type of colors. Only the configurations with 0, 1 and F7 configurations are colorless. Rest all the members are colored. Either they may be yellow, red, pink or violet in color, or reddish in maybe color. So we shall now talk about the lanthanide contraction, which is also very important aspect of this topic, because the basic of this lanthanide ion that lies again with the electronic configuration of this lanthanide series. It is seen that the definition of lanthanide contraction, the word contraction means a shrinkage, or there may be reduction or decrease. So lanthanide contraction can be defined as the steady decrease in atomic size or the steady decrease in the atomic dimensions. What are atomic dimensions? Either the atomic radii or ionic radii. What is the atomic or ionic radii? It is the distance between the center of nucleus with the outer shell of electrons. So this distance corresponds to the atomic or ionic radii. If it is an atom, we refer it is a atomic radii, and if it is an ion, then it is referred as a ionic radii. So in simpler terms, lanthanide contraction can be defined as the steady decrease in atomic dimensions with increase in atomic number is known as the lanthanide contraction. That means as we move from lanthanum to lutetium, lanthanum to cerium, the atomic size decreases. From cerium to praseodymium, the size decreases. So there is a gradual decrease in the atomic dimensions of all these elements. So what is the reason for the reduction in the atomic dimensions of all these elements? So for this purpose, we have to study certain basic parameters. Just see here. Now we are studying the lanthanide contraction. You have to remember the important words I am writing here. This word is very important. The steady decrease in atomic dimensions. Atomic dimensions are nothing but atomic or ionic radii. For example, this is a lanthanide ion. This is center of nucleus to the outer shell of electrons. This distance is known as a atomic dimension, which is measured in terms of a picometer. This is a special unit given to determine the smallest radii of a corresponding atom or ion. Now, suppose for example, if we take for instance, first A group of the periodic table, hydrogen, H, Li, Na, K, Rb, Cs, Fr. All these members belong to first A group of the periodic table. Here, if we see the electronic configuration, it is 1s1. Here it is 1s2, 2, 2s1. Similarly, sodium atomic number 11, it is having 3s1, potassium 4s1, rubidium 5s1, cesium 6s1, francium 7s1. Now here, if we go on writing the electronic configuration from 1s to last shell, here the addition of electron when we travel down any group, this is from hydrogen to francium. When we travel down any group, then addition of electrons takes place to the new shell of electrons, or addition of electron takes place to new orbital. See here, for hydrogen 1s, lithium 2s, sodium 3s, potassium 4s. So addition of electron everywhere takes place to the new shell of electron. So because of this, the nuclear force of attraction, for example, if we consider the francium, this is a francium, hydrogen having the atomic dimension like this, lithium like this, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. So if we go down any group, the atomic size increases. Why the atomic size increases? Because addition of electron takes place to the new shell of electrons. So because of addition of electron takes place to the new shell of electron, which also decreases the nuclear charge. Why the nuclear charge decreases? Because the number of electronic subshells are increasing, and because of which the shielding effect, increases. What is the shielding effect? That means this number of inner electrons, they cover the nucleus, and because the number of inner orbitals, they cover the inner electrons, and hence the nuclear force of attraction over the outermost electron, that goes on decreasing, and hence size increases. So if the nuclear force of attraction on the outermost electron decreases, then the size increases. So this is true when we travel down the group. Now what will happen if we travel across a period? So in a period, for example, in the 6th period, all lanthanide elements are placed. Now consider the first member, that is the lanthanum, atomic number 57. Then central element gadolinium 64. Last element is a lutetium, atom number 71. Here, these are the different atomic sizes. Now here, consider the atomic sizes or atomic dimensions from lanthanum to lutetium. The atomic size decreases. Why atomic size decreases? Because just now we have seen that after going on by putting the electrons for every element, that means after lanthanum, cerium is there, here 4f, again 4f, everywhere 4f electron subshell is there. We have added electrons in the same electronic subshell. We have added the electrons in the same subshell, that is a 4f electron subshell. But the case was not true in case of group. Here, the addition of electron takes place to the new shell of electrons. But while moving across a period, the addition of electron takes place to the same subshell, which indirectly increases the nuclear charge. Because of increase of nuclear charge, the number of the outermost electrons, those are gradually pulled towards the nucleus. This is because f orbitals are very poor in shielding effect of orbitals are very poor in shielding effect. That means they do not cover the nucleus of all these elements more effectively, and hence the inward pull experienced by all these elements increases as the atomic number increases. So as the atomic number increases, the size decreases. That means inward pull increases, and hence there is a reduction in size. So here, this is how the lanthanum is big in size, while lutetium is very smallest in size, because as the atomic number increases, the inward pull experienced by the element that is also increases, and total number of electrons which are placed in the outermost shell, those are again pulled towards the nucleus, and because of this, size decreases. So if we move across a period, the size decreases. So atomic size decreases. This you should remember. So this is a basic parameter which is required for the separation of lanthanide. So if atomic size is more, then suppose, for example, if electron is there, the atomic size is more. That means this electron is very loosely bound with the nucleus because of big size. Now, if we want to remove this electron, very less amount of energy is to be supplied to remove this electron, and hence that energy is known as a ionization energy or ionization potential. So because big size is there, this electron is very loosely bound with the nucleus, and such loosely bound electron can be easily removed by supplying very less amount of energy, so having low ionization potential. So this ion, what we call it is a more basic. This ion is a more metallic, or it is a more electropositive. Because why it is more electropositive? Electrons can be easily removed because of big size. Now, consider lutetium having small size. What will happen to the ionization potential? Because of small size, this electron is held very, very tightly with the nucleus. So to remove this electron, very high amount of energy is to be supplied to detach this electron. That means the ionization energy will be, or ionization potential will be very, very high. If high energy is to be supplied, that means this ion is least basic. This is again least metallic, and it is again least electropositive. So you have to remember these two parameters while studying this lanthanide contraction. Lanthanum big in size, more basic, more metallic, more electropositive, having very low ionization potential. So as we move from lanthanum to lutetium, these IP values goes on increasing because atomic size decreases, and as atomic size decreases, more and more amount of energy is to be supplied to remove the electron. Now, I would like to show you one slide where you can see how the reduction in size takes place. This is again lanthanide contraction. I am having this slide. Perhaps you might be looking at this slide. See here, they have shown first two elements from 3D series, scandium and yttrium. Just ignore this. Lanthanum 57, atomic radius picometer 188. Then see how there is a gradual decrease. 182, 183, 182, 180 at europium. See, there is a again increase in atomic dimension. I will tell you the reason for this. Again, there is again gradual decrease. See, there is a, as the atomic number increases, gradual decrease in atomic dimension. Again, at ytterbium, there is a steep increase. This is because if here, if tripositive europium shows +3 oxidation state, it remains with F7 electrons. F7 means again completely half-filled electronic subshell, and because of this, there is a again peak is observed. If we plot a drop against the atomic number against the atomic dimension, then there is a graph which shows that there is a steep increase. Same is true for ytterbium +3. So if at all ytterbium shows +3 configuration, it is +2 configuration, it shows again a stabler F14 configuration. F14 is again a completely extra stable electronic subshell, and because of which at EU and YB there are two different steps, different peaks were observed, and having one graphical representation. If you want to see, I would like to show you here. See here, I have drawn a schematic graph based on these values. See here. More clearly, it can be seen like this. See here. This is atomic radius in picometer against the atomic number. Just now I have told you at europium and at ytterbium, here 204 and 194. Two peaks were obtained because this is because these two breaks at EU and YB may be due to the electrons towards the metallic bonding and thus leave behind a stable, completely filled and completely half-filled electronic subshells respectively. So these are the two anomalies. Those can be seen by looking at all these. Now, based on this concept, which is a lanthanide contraction, you should remember these points in a period. You have to remember atomic size. If we go across a period, atomic size decreases because addition of electron takes place to the same electronic subshell, which increases the nuclear charge, and because of which the outermost electrons are gradually pulled towards nucleus, in addition to which the addition of electron takes place to the same shell of electron, that is the 4f, and the peculiarity of 4f's electron subshell is that they are very poor in shielding. They do not cover the nucleus effectively, and because of this, the outermost electrons are pulled towards the nucleus as the atomic number increases, and due to which size decreases. And if size decreases, the basic character, metallic character, and all these parameters are also affected. So based on this, we have to study the separation of lanthanides. The separation of lanthanide, in the early days, this separation was very tedious and time consuming, even on a very small scale. The methods which were adopted in the early days, those were very tedious. Certain methods I would like to mention here: the fractional crystallization, fractional precipitation, fractional thermal decomposition, oxidation reduction, complex formation. These are the methods which are nowadays outdated. Nowadays, the best suited method for the separation of lanthanides is the ion exchange method. Sometimes a question may be twisted. Modern method of separation of lanthanide. Modern method of separation of lanthanide means the ion exchange method. Now here, why the ion separation of lanthanides was difficult? Because all the 15 members, they occur together. They also having same chemical properties. Because they occur together and having or possess similar chemical properties, hence their separation was difficult. So how to separate the ions? Say for example, for a particular medicinal purpose, if for example europium +3 if it is required, how can we separate, or how can one identify that this element is a europium which is required for the medical purposes, for research purposes? So the best suited method is the ion exchange method. So the separation of these lanthanides was a laborious job. Now, because the chemical properties are similar and because they occur together, we have to adopt those methods which are based on the physical differences in the properties. Physical differences. Which are the physical differences? It is the size difference. And we have just now seen that these elements, that lanthanide ions, they possess different sizes. And this is the characteristic feature so as to separate the lanthanide ions from one another. How to separate the lanthanide ions? For which perhaps you might be remember that during your TYBSc practical, you have carried out this ion exchange, that is a separation of or the estimation of common salt, for which a glass tube is known as the column. It is just like our regular burette having a pinch cork at the bottom. At the bottom of this column, this is a glass wool is kept. It is just like similar to that of the cotton wool, which retains the particles which are coming out of this column. Now, here I would like to show you certain solid spheres, or these are known as the resins, which are almost in the form of solids or having in the form of gels, having the fibrous, open, permeable structure. These resins are filled, particularly here, a cation exchange resin is used. There are two types of resins are there. One is a cation exchange resin, another is a anion exchange resin. Cation exchange resin is having exchangeable H plus ion, while anion exchange resin is having exchangeable anion. So these ions are exchangeable during the course of analysis. Now here, this column is packed with cation exchange resin. This peculiarity of these resins is that these are in the form of solids, gels having fibrous, open, permeable structure and almost hydrophilic in nature. That means they are having attraction towards water and these are denser than water. That means if we drop these resins in water, they settle down at the bottom of the water column. So these are the certain characteristic features of these resins. Here, for this purpose, a cation exchange resin is used. An aqueous solution of tripositive lanthanide ions is prepared and it is allowed to pass on this resin. That means a tripositive lanthanide ions is allowed to pass down through this column. This is known as the influent solution, and this flow rate is adjusted, and at the bottom a small beaker is kept to receive the solution coming out of this, and here 1 drop per second, 1 drop per second the flow rate is adjusted. When the tripositive lanthanide ions are allowed to pass down through this column, then ion exchange reaction takes place. A reversible ion exchange reaction takes place. That means the lanthanide ions, they get adsorbed on the resin. That means LnR3 and an equivalent amount of H plus ions are set free. So if 100 lanthanum ions are adsorbed, 100 H plus ions are set free. Or if 100 cerium ions are adsorbed, then 100 H plus ions are set free. Because in this technique, exchange of ions takes place, and hence this method is known as the ion exchange method. Now, which ions amongst the 15 members, which ions get adsorbed first on the column? the ion that is big in size, which is more metallic, which is more basic, having low IP value, and which is more electropositive, that ion gets adsorbed first on the column. So see here again, the ion which is more basic, more metallic, more electropositive, and having low ionization potential, that means lanthanum will get first chance to get adsorbed. So La plus 3 will adsorb first, followed by other members in the increasing order of their atomic number. At the last, lutetium is adsorbed like this. Why lutetium is adsorbed last? Because it is small in size, having high ionization potential, least electropositive, least basic, and least metallic, and which is small in size. So small size ion gets adsorbed at very last. So this process is known as adsorption. What is adsorption? Say for example, this is a resin. Here lanthanum, cerium, all these ions are adsorbed temporarily. So this is only the adsorption phenomena. To have an effective separation of these ions, again a buffer solution between having the pH between 3 to 7 that is prepared, which is ammonium citrate and citric acid. This buffer solution having pH 3 to 7 is prepared, and now this ammonical buffer is allowed to pass. This is a buffer solution allowed to pass down through this column. Again, the flow rate is adjusted. Now, again, the reverse phenomena takes place. After adding this buffer solution for the effective separation, this is known as a eluent or eluting agent, that is known as a eluent, and the solution coming out is known as a effluent. So here, the ion after adding the buffer solution, the ion which is small in size, that forms a stable complex, or the ion which is least basic, least metallic, or least electropositive, that forms a stable complex with the buffer solution. That means lutetium can form a complex first. Lutetium citrate complex is formed first, then after which ytterbium, then all the ions they can form complexes in the decreasing order of their atomic number. That means at last here lanthanum is separated at the last. So you have to remember two different cases in this regard. आयॉन एक्सचेंज मेथडच्या बाबतीत तुम्ही दोन गोष्टी लक्षात ठेवायच्या आहेत की ज्यावेळेला ट्राय पॉझिटिव्ह एक्वियस सोल्युशन आपण या कॉलम मध्ये पोर करू त्याला कोणता आयॉनचं ऍडसॉर्प्शन पहिल्यांदा होतं की ज्या आयॉनचा साईज मोठा आहे, जास्त बेसिक आहे, जास्त मेटॅलिक आहे, जास्त इलेक्ट्रोपॉझिटिव्ह, तो आयॉन पहिल्यांदा काय होतो याच्यावर ऍडसॉर्ब होतो. आता इफेक्टिव्ह सेपरेशन आपल्याला काय करायचं, इफेक्टिव्ह सेपरेशन करण्याकरता आपण काय केलं, एक बफर सोल्युशन तयार केलं आणि हे बफर सोल्युशन याच्यामध्ये ऍड केलं. बफर सोल्युशन ऍड केल्यानंतर परत हा फ्लो रेट आपण ऍडजस्ट केला आणि सोल्युशन इथं कलेक्ट करतो त्याला आपण म्हणतो इफ्लुएंट. कारण ज्यावेळेला बफर सोल्युशन आपण ऍड करतो त्याला काय होतात, इथं या ट्रान्सपरंट ग्लास कॉलमवर असे वेगवेगळ्या डिफरंट कलरचे असे कलर्ड बँड तयार होतात ऍज इफ इट इज अ रेनबो, आणि प्रत्येक कलर हा प्रत्येक करस्पॉन्डिंग ट्रायपॉझिटिव्ह लॅन्थनाइड आयन साठी असतो. म्हणजे इथं मी आता सांगितल्याप्रमाणे ज्यावेळेला आपण बफर सोल्युशन ऍड करतो त्याला काय होतं की ज्या आयॉनचा साईज कमी आहे तो या बफर सोल्युशन बरोबर स्टेबल कॉम्प्लेक्स तयार करतो आणि स्टेबल कॉम्प्लेक्स झाल्याबरोबर इट इज व्हेरी लूजली बाउंड विथ द रेझिन. हे लक्षात ठेवायचं सगळ्यांनी. ज्यावेळेला हे कॉम्प्लेक्स तयार होतं त्याला हा करस्पॉन्डिंग जो आयन आहे कॉम्प्लेक्स तयार झाल्यानंतर त्याची अटॅचमेंट किंवा त्याचं या रेझिन बेडवर जे आहे ते अटॅचमेंट ही लूज असते. आणि याच्या उलट ज्या आयनचा साईज जास्त आहे तो काय होतो, दॅट इज व्हेरी टाइटली बाउंड विथ द रेझिन. कारण जो आयन टाइटली बाउंड आहे तो सगळ्यात शेवटला याच्यामधून इल्युट होणार. आणि जो आयन या रेझिन बेडवर लूजली अटॅच आहे त्याचं इल्युशन पहिल्यांदा होणार. म्हणजे ज्याला तुम्ही हे ओपन कराल, समजा हे ग्रीन कलर सोल्युशन आहे विच इज अ ल्युटेशियम +3. तुम्हाला इथं या बीकर मध्ये हे ग्रीन कलर सोल्युशन मिळेल विच इज नथिंग बट ल्युटेशियम +3. ज्याला हा ग्रीन कलर व्हॅनिश होईल तुम्ही समजायचे की ल्युटेशियम हॅज बीन कम्प्लिटली इल्युटेड आउट ऑफ द कॉलम. परत तुम्ही काय करायचंय, एक 100 ml बफर सोल्युशन घ्यायचं याच्यामध्ये ऍड करायचं. आता ल्युटेशियम नंतर दुसरा जो बँड आहे, फॉर एक्झाम्पल हा येलो कलरचा बँड आहे, हा यटरबियम आहे. कारण यटरबियमचा ॲटम नंबर 70, पहिल्यांदा 71 बाहेर पडतो, नंतर 71. परत दुसरा बीकर इथे ठेवायचा. यू हॅव टू ऑब्टेन येलो कलर सोल्युशन. ज्याला यटरबियमचं पूर्ण इल्युशन होईल इफ्लुएंटच्या फॉर्म मध्ये त्याला हा पूर्ण कलर हा येलो कलर हा व्हॅनिश होतो. The vanishment or the disappearance of yellow color indicates that ytterbium has been completely eluted out of the column. तेव्हा आता हा बीकर बाजूला काढून घ्यायचा, दुसरा बीकर इथे ठेवायचा आणि इथे परत बफर सोल्युशन ऍड करायचं आणि इथे सोल्युशन कलेक्ट करायचं. आता समजा हा रेड कलर्ड बँड आहे, रेड कलर तुम्हाला सोल्युशन मिळेल. त्यामुळं याच्यानंतर सोल्युशन जो आहे जो थुलियम मिळेल आपल्याला. याप्रमाणे ऑल द मेंबर्स आर ऑब्टेन्ड इन द डिक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ देअर एटॉमिक नंबर. ऍडसॉर्प्शन कसं होतं, इन्क्रीजिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ देअर एटॉमिक नंबर. 57 to 71 हे ऍडसॉर्प्शनच्या बाबतीत होतं. आणि इल्युशनच्या बाबतीत काय होतं, इल्युशनच्या बाबतीत 71 इज इल्युटेड आउट ऑफ द कॉलम, फर्स्ट 71 and last 57. So this technique you should remember forever whenever a separation of lanthanides has been asked. I think you have understand all these facts very well. And this separation technique is again it is based on the lanthanide contraction. आता lanthanide contraction जे आपण पार्ट स्टडी केला त्याचे इफेक्ट्स काय असतील किंवा त्याचे consequences काय आहेत. What are the consequences? One major consequence of lanthanide contraction is that we can separate the ions from one another very easily. So this is again outcome of lanthanide contraction. Size difference असल्यामुळेच आपण हे ions separate करू शकतो. कारण size difference मुळे काय होतं, त्यांचं adsorption हे easily होतं. कारण पहिल्यांदा त्यांचं adsorption based on the size, जो आयन बिग साइज आहे तो त्याच्यावर ऍडसॉर्ब पहिल्यांदा होतो. पण इल्युशनच्या वेळेला ज्या आयनचा साईज कमी आहे त्याच्यावर काय होतं, या बफर सोल्युशनचं काय होतं, कॉम्प्लेक्सेशन हे मोर स्टेबल होतं. आणि जितका स्टेबल कॉम्प्लेक्स तितकी त्याची अटॅचमेंट या रिजन बरोबर लूज असते. आणि लूज अटॅचमेंट असल्यामुळे तो पर्टिक्युलर आयन या रेझिन बेड मधून बाहेर पडतो fast and other members in the decreasing order of their atomic number. So you should remember these two double-headed arrow 57 to 71. 57 to 71 हे कशाच्या बाबतीत होतं, ऍडसॉर्प्शनच्या बाबतीत. आणि इल्युशनच्या बाबतीत 71 to 57. कारण हा स्मॉल आहे, जितका आयन स्मॉल त्याची अटॅचमेंट या रेझिन बरोबर लूज असते. आणि लूज अटॅचमेंट असल्यामुळे काय होतं, तो आयन पहिल्यांदा रेझिन बेड पासून सेपरेट होतो. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द सेपरेशन टेक्निक दॅट वी नो एज अ आयन एक्सचेंज chromatography, as different colored bands have been obtained, and hence this technique of separation of lanthanide ions is known as a ion exchange chromatography. Here the word chroma means color and graphy means we can obtain all these by using the technique, elution technique, hence it is known as chromatography. So this is how we have seen today 4 different points with regard to the lanthanides. First point that we have completed is the magnetic property. Secondly, we have completed the colored ions. Third, we have seen the lanthanide contraction. Fourth, the separation of lanthanide ions. So you have to make all these notes in your notebook. Those I have already told you during the study of this topic. So only 2 minutes are left. I would like to conclude this Zoom meeting today. Tomorrow we are